Welcome back, everybody, to Crusader Kings 3 here with the High Chieftain of Mazovia, Chieftain Borisla, who is 38 years old of House Mazowan, which is just respect. He of his 5 sons, which is causing me a little bit of consternation regarding the succession, of course. Although we have a plan. I don't know if the plan is going to work. But we're going to start by trying to conquer Basuria here. Because then, ideally, we will hold 3 duchies, right? Because we have Quavia, we have Mazovia, of course. And then if we get Basuria, that'd be 3, which is what you need to create a new kingdom. And my hope is if we could create a new, we also would have to be illustrious. And then we would need 300 gold. So that part's not going to be a problem. 500 prestige shouldn't be a problem. We have enough piety. And I think I would want to call it the Kingdom of Mazovia. And eventually, maybe we would take Prussia. And then I don't know, like, would we try to just continue expanding that kingdom? Would we try to get into the Kingdom of Poland? I'm not sure. And then my hope is, if we could do that, we should be able to hopefully give our eldest son a little bit of an advantage in terms of titles. Because we're also going to give him Sasna. To try to, again, ensure that he's got enough titles that even if his younger brothers, right, get these lands as well from him, then we'll be able to, he'll still be the most powerful noble of the country. Also, the importance of becoming a king is we are going to lose the High Chiefdom of Quavia upon our death. Well, I don't want to do that, and also that would be that my eldest son and his sibling would be on the same level, right? So at least if he's a king, then the High Chief would be underneath him, right? So that is the plan. We'll let the game run. It is February of 888. Jersey is more likely, or Uri as it's called, would be more likely to benefit from this spouse's tutelage. We have 2,773 men. It's going to go up a little bit. Because my question is, right? So this will cost me 45 prestige, but we do have the 6,600 bed to their 2,300 overall. He's got 893. Prussia's got a bunch. Now, now Prussia is something we probably would. It costs 150 to call in Silesia. It's going to cost 150 no matter what. Okay. Well, then we'll call it Silesia. I don't think we'll call it Grodno. High Chieftain Garanus of Prussia has joined. I mean, I think they're trying to beat out the army of Galinda, but honestly, it shouldn't matter. The road by Stewart Chieftain Silvar tells me there is a desperate need for a new road to traverse the chieftain of Labza. Many of the old roads are dilapidated, even dangerous. A commenter by the name of Pradanta has been put forward as a natural leader of the construction effort. Sure. I mean, we just can't catch up to him. Like right now, that this is the biggest problem. We just cannot catch up to his army here. We're finally going to catch up to them here, but in the Battle of Wisda. The road regularly used, even before its complete merchants have begun traveling along the new road in Labza. Pradanta suggests that those who use the road should contribute to its construction. Contribute to my coffers. I would gain 50 gold. Progress goes up by 1, quality by 1. I'll take the money because I don't want to lose. Who the hell is raiding me? So we win the Battle of Wisda. We're going to get raided. From Lublin. We have 28% war score now. I mean, it's smart by them, right? Our army's off occupied. Although this was a little bit dumber of them trying to march on my capital, but you know. The road progress, according to Pradanta, the road of the work of Labza is going well. The ground is firmer, the stretch is flatter than we had hoped, my lord. We'll expand it further then. But yeah, I mean, they wanted to attack me, so we're going to wipe out his little raiding party. Maria and Borslaw can get buried. That's fine. We get the gold back, and we get 14 prestige for winning the battle. I don't care about the Confederation. I mean, that sounds bad, but honestly, it's the truth. My spouse is now an architect. The Silesians were able to win that battle. How the hell did they just get men? Like, the road, a tavern. The road construction Labza had a delay. Pradanta reports that workers have been corralled by a would-be innkeeper to soothe their souls and that of other travelers. They're building a roadside tavern. Get them back on the road. Like, seriously. Well, thankfully, we are going to be able to wipe out this little army here. But I was besieging the capital, and then after besieging the capital, they were able to just raise more men. The road, a distant fief. The work of the road of Lobza is progressive, but the stretch of land currently being prepared goes beyond a hill, far from both villages on either side. Both villages are reluctant to provide workers, and there is uncertainty over who even owns the fief beyond the hill. I will pay for it. Like, I'm starting to get a little bit irritated. Just because I don't feel like, I don't know. Oh, I could ransom a wife for 42 gold. The road, Pradata's expertise is not often that a commodore addresses me directly, but Pradata reports on the construction efforts at Labza. The plan for the road was suppressed with his field by Legionists, but I know the kind of soil working with my perhaps my peasantess could request that we rerouted through the nearby forest. Yeah, that's fine. But then we will ransom his wife, and basically that just paid for the rerouting of the road. Because we ransomed the wife for 42, the road cost 50. And again, the whole goal here is just to annex Visuria. Or enough of... I have upset Bear. Why? Why is he upset? The road, marching boots with the ongoing war levies are using the completed parts of the road of Labza to quicken their march. Already awarded damage, Pradata claims the workers will have to double back to reinforce it before it is done. Unfortunate, but necessary. So we're going to send our armies to go attack them. Because I am tired of their army marching around. Oh, it's too late for that. Casimir Shmazawad was wounded by Prusis, which is unfortunate, but Boganshaw wounded Chieftain Golding. Yeah. So we have Garanus. And we're just going to behead him. A dreadful dawn. I rise in the early hours of the morning. The responsibility of justice heavy upon me. Two of my guards bring High Chieftain Garanus before me. As I lead him outside, I observe the calm resignation in his eyes. High Chieftain Garanus kneels before my headsman, awaiting the inevitable. With a steady hand, I give the final signal. The fleeting moment, I see a serene and perfect clarity settle on High Chieftain Garanus' face, a painful acceptance of his fate. Now he awaits him. I gain 10 dread, and our houses are now in a rivalry. That's fine. The end of the road network through Labza is finally complete. This will carry people where they need to go for decades to come. I will say he gets an approved road network for 30 years, and I will gain a stewardship perk, which does give me the ability to have a 4th domain holding, as we have 50% war score now. I gain 100 piety because my spouse is a patron of theologians, which is nice. But yeah, he got involved in something that wasn't his fight, and he had to pay the price for that. So we are going to try to host hunts and feasts to boost our prestige to try to get to illustrious. Of course, the more land we take, the weaker Masuria will get, and the easier the future war should become. And so I'm very grateful to have be allied with Silesia. Uh, who's a little bit weaker than me now, but pretty close to what we are strength wise. And oh, my steward died. Well, then I wish I would have brought Pradanta in. As he died in his sleep. Honestly, Dabrazid's under siege, but I'm not going to lift the siege. I don't want them to lift the siege. I guess I really should have brought Pradanta in then, but I did not expect my counselor to die, but he obviously did. Okay. I mean, I expected everybody dies. We all die, right? But I guess what I mean, I didn't expect him to die quite so soon. I should have said. The apple falls. Lately, I've been pondering the education of my son Henrik. Is scholarship really the appropriate direction? Particular knowledge to serve me well. Surely it should be the same for him. Because I had diplomacy. No, I kind of skipped that sentence. I apologize. Well, Dobrzin might actually fall because it's at 143 out of 250, and we are, we're making progress on Galinda, but we're not exactly getting any big jumps, right? We're at 346 out of 400. So it's possible that they will siege that down before we're able to take the capital. If they get a big jump. If they don't, we will definitely win the race. But we are at 100% war score. We could end the war, but I am trying to take the capital. And really trying to drive home the idea that they lost. Sacking an enemy stronghold has inspired Azulus that he can now become a marauder. Interesting. His guest, Christina. Well, now that we have taken the capital, now we will enforce our demands. Allies share 75 prestige based on their contribution. I gained 50 legitimacy. I gained 75 fame. And of course, we gain the contested county. To the cold-hearted High Chieftain Borsala, your low character is a subject of Greek plays. You are much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put it as a bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. Well, the war is over, so I'm not really sure what he's doing. Seriously, dude. A good Slavatsky, and I am known as a deeply pious man, lived by devotion to Peru, should be good for something in this life too, and not only on the decks. There are a number of people who would do well to be reminded that I am Savog's good graces. My dedication should be shouted from the towers. I lose 50 piety, but I gain 150 prestige. Yep. So all of my sons now will inherit a county. To the sensible I chieftain Borslav Azovia, Adeletta Lechowicz is dear to me. When you release her? Yep. No problem. You can see there's some type of a raiding party there. Sailing up the river. Who else can be raided? Some Chieftain Olnix for 16 gold, and Prusus for 10. I thought it was. Interesting. Kupali is a traditional summer solstice celebration of the Slavic peoples, particularly the West and East Slavs, that has been attested since medieval times, though there were attempts to suppress it over the centuries as it was seen as a heathen pagan practice by Christian authorities. The portrayal of Kupali with this activity is loosely based on an amalgamation of different modern practices in various Slavic countries, and thus may not reflect the actual historical celebration of the medieval period. You know what? We are going to spend 135 gold, and we're just going to have a feast. The servants run across the hall, bringing the final decorations. Some of the guests are yet to arrive, and I indulge myself with the delicious drink by the fire. Oh, I see this spotted some roast swat already. So it's all part of the Kingdom of Lithuania, apparently. The guests are gathered in the hall, lords and ladies from near and far reaches of the realm. The mood is bright, the spirits are high as the feast begins. Welcome, friends. So we need 2 more counties to complete Masuria. Is there anything more jovial than a good feast? Guests throng to and fro, eating and chatting while flickering torchlight plays off every wall, light bouncing like laughter around the hall. Of course, most of them are just here to eat and drink on someone else's coin, but who am I to judge? It's hardly a choice I can blame them for, and the food is delicious. Sometimes it's nice to simply back and enjoy the little things in life. 100%. I will lose 6 stress because I'm arrogant. I also gain 75 prestige. And again, that is what we are really after. Trying to speedrun as much prestige gathering as we can, so we can try to create a kingdom. What started as an ordinary feast became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of Maria as my courier. We spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as things would have, it would seem we have a lot in common. I had such a good time with her. So I am prevented. 895 is what February of 895 is when I could declare war on Bayoris. My wife's diplomatic skill improves by 1. Igor's fowlery. Servants were carried out impressively toward Atromets, a number of proud peacocks, skin cooked and stuffed, then redressed in the magnificent plumages. However, as Igor brought his knife close to one of them, the fowl came to with a shriek. This one wasn't cooked at all. It pecked at Igor's nose before bursting forth among the screaming and laughing guests. As the bird ran wild, Budwitz rose to the challenge. It proved great entertainment to see him desperately chase the raven creature across the tables. In the end, he managed to scare the peacock towards the great hall doors, where it escaped into the night. Warrior lodges have been built in Plock. While I'm talking to people over dinner, Igor leads over. I wish I knew how to sound as clever as you do, I Chieftain Borslaw. I wipe the soup off my chin and smile an intelligent looking smile. I gain 75 prestige and he gains a pity to me. We can get Architect now unlocked, so we have completed this focus tree. Stewardship +2, building construction time negative 50%, cost negative 10, holding same, and domicile building construction same. The works of an experienced builder were stand for centuries. We start holding a grudge. After days and nights of joyous company, my feast is soon to be over. Most every guest seems to be pleased, except Igor, who is still clutching his nose where the peacock barked, and we should do this more often. I lose 12 more stress. Few candles survive after the last of the guests have left. I can hear a pair of servants letting out sighs of relief after the doors close. The food is still warm on the plate. Soon word will reach every corner by the realm, but every noble worth their soul will know that my magnificence is unparalleled. With all my guests leaving with the entire contents of my vast pantry in their bellies, I'm proud to say that the feast was a success. Nevertheless, I'm still grateful that the endeavor is over for now. I will gain 150 prestige. I will gain 100 piety. We progress towards the eager reveler trait. I gain 50 legitimacy and I lose 35 stress. And we get great banquet and Plock for 5 years. Development growth plus 20%, popular opinion plus 10. We also held the public execution, so popular opinion plus 15. If we wanted to, we could build the fortified tribal horde, but that would cost 460 prestige. Which I really don't want to do that. So the brothers are having a fight. My forward steward's 2 young sons are trying to fight it out. Looks like the elder brother, Yaroslav, is going to be able to win. I mean, it is a little bit sad that brothers are fighting, but at the same time, I mean, it did happen. Like, sadly, this was, a period of time where things like that would happen. I am going to try to host a HUD pretty soon. Benton Wilkes is his heir. And again, we do have the trees for 4 more years. So Pomerania is down here. I mean, the map looks really interesting. We'll zoom out for a little bit here. Okay, we'll go for our decisions. We will go to Suzrenik. As we wait for the rest of the guests, my servants start on the preparations. The gamekeepers check the woodlands each day for signs of quarry while establishing a camp closer to the hunting grounds. I've checked my gear and horse many times. It won't be long now. So again, you can see Bavaria is gigantic. There is no East Francia. You have Lotharingia, Italy, Spoleto. Hungary's been pushed up a little bit by Bulgaria, it looks. Byzantine Empire is taking a lot of southern Italy, a little bit of Sicily. Georgia is gigantic. Hayastan is a thing. Azulis assembles the party as the sun rises over the cape of the woodlands near Srondik. The local gamekeepers have scoured the vicinity for recent treks and tribes. There is clearly a stout boar in the area, dangerous but worthy game. Azulis grins. This ought to be fun. Well, you will get out there. You can see how Andalus is kind of pushed into Leon a little bit. Francia is split up into a lot of different kind of provinces and territories now. My party and I stalk through a copse, eyes peeled for any side of a boar from the canopy above. A soft twittering spills forth, growing louder as we advance. It is a nestling screeching for its mother, as an agile huntsman brings down a fluffy ass and unfledged raptor chick from the pine. What luck! Only young birds caught in the wild can be properly trained to hunt. I can gain 150 prestige. Success chance increases slightly if we put it back. We will do that. I am now illustrious, I believe. Yes. The ground grows wetter, the air heavier as we ride deep into the wilderness of Serendic. Suddenly out from out of the greenery surrounding us, a giant of a man appears, hulking a layer upon layer of dirty clothing. He shouts, "Explain yourself, what are you doing in my marshland?" I'll tell him to show us around. The success will go down slightly, but we'll get local guide, and the hunter experience overall will increase. We have the Dog of River Flood. Yeah, Volodar was taken prisoner, unfortunately. My champion, Azulis, is the first to spot its sharpened tusks. The powerful boar is hard to distinguish, but there's no doubt it's there, observing us through the dense undergrowth. It locks eyes with me and has almost as though the animal senses my intent, suddenly takes off in a flash of black fur. We'll chase after it. We can hardly keep up with the blasted beast as it darts and weaves through the dense undergrowth, squealing wildly. Scaling to rise and disappearing into a dense thicket, the boars got as quickly as it appeared, with only petty dogs and sweaty horses to show for it. So the hunt fails again. Along that side, finally, well, okay. That's... There's nothing better than arriving back at Plock after a long journey. I look forward to resting for some time since now the time has come to participate in your hunt. I can go inside again. I gained 225 prestige. Spitko of Dobzern will accept. So he is now here at my court. And he's actually really, really good. He'll be my new steward. He's going to promote culture in Sasana. And he will marry Adaletta. So what I really want to do is eventually... Oh, Denmark is... Yeah, Denmark is just ridiculous. Right, it's all up here. It comes down into like Pomerania, northern Germany, and now it's over here as well. Like Denmark is just kind of ridiculous. Queen Rakisi of Denmark, 7,700 men. I always had like I'm feeling pretty good with 3,200 right now, but she's sitting out here with 7,700. I mean that is just ridiculous. So a tribal hold gives you 0.25 tax above 250 levies. It gives you an extra 150 levies, 250 more garrison troops to 500, and 10% increase to men at arms damage and toughness, plus 0.3 increase in tax. I will give her Henrik as a hostage to try to ensure the peace. Sergonius, we could get for 10 gold. Culture class, most of the commoners of the Chiefdom of Sasana are of Prussian descent. Proud of their traditions, it does not sit well with them that they must serve a foreigner like myself with my neighbor Chieftain Alvidius shares our cultural history. I am their ruler, and I am arrogant, so it kind of makes sense that I would do something like that. So now that I gain that prestige, I am going to go, once we get to 1600, or 1560, I should say. We're going to build the fortified tribal hold. Greetings, father. I've arrived safely in Denmark, and Queen Rakisi has affirmed your pact. There are no other children here. The place is very strange. Well, you're also almost not a child yourself, dude, so. A slippery slope paw shouts Mako directly to your eyes open reluctantly one at a time. That's one way to wake up, I suppose. A small child next to my bed is positively vibrating. I mean, he's 10. I don't know if I'd call him small, but okay. With excitement, clutching mittens and expensive wooden platter. It's snowing outside, and I want to go sledding. Will you take me? Let's get a tray from the cooks. So I will go sledding with my son. I don't know that my prestige went up this month. There we go. Fully grown, my son Henrik sent away to be a Danish hostage will last return a grown man. The pact with King Lucrezia is ended, but my son is safe. I will tutor my granddaughter. Well, that does trouble me a little bit. But we are now building the fortified tribal hold, which is going to take 2 years. To the implacable High Chieftain Borislav Bezovia, I call on you to honor our alliance and join me in the Silesian enclave of the Duchy of Opolania. King Boromir the Strange of Great Moravia, and Radislav of Opolania. Fine. We are about ready to end the episode, but we will honor our allies' call. I am going to try to keep an eye out for potential raiders because that happened last time we were at war, of course. But, you know, oh, dear Lord. Fine. Like, I don't have the military strength to fight two wars at the same time. Like, that I don't have. I don't think. Maybe I do. Maybe we could, like... Okay, so that war's over, thankfully. I was gonna say, like, maybe we could have, like, helped the one down here that swung back around, but I'm informed by the guard that my son Hedrick approaches Plock, though it seems only yesterday he left. We embraced at the gates. You must have everything my son wasn't terrible. I mean, I thought I was over here in the army, but apparently not. So, that is where we're going to end the episode, where we're at war for Opolania with Great Moravia. We did begin our conquest of Assyria, and we're also fortifying the capital of Plock. Thank you, everybody. Take care, and I will talk to you in the future.